what's going on, guys? Trev back again, here to bring you another video. This one's going to be doing my weekly review for this week's episode of The Walking Dead. This week we got to see The Walking Dead Season 5, Episode 5, Self-Help. I told you, didn't I? Can't go back, Bob. As always, my reviews do contain spoilers, so if you guys haven't seen the episode yet, you may want to watch it before you watch this. So that said, awesome episode this week. And this review will contain major spoilers if you guys haven't seen it. Really watch the episode first, because I don't want to ruin anything for you here. And we had a pretty big revelation this episode. We found out a lot about our new group that's been formed. It's kind of actually the same group as what we had together at the end of last season before they got to Terminus, right? Eugene, Rosita, Abraham, Glenn, Maggie, and Tara once they got reunited. However, there was also Sasha in there too, and Bob too, I think, right? When they met up, when Maggie and Glenn found each other again. So that said, let's get right into talking about the big revelation, of course, that Eugene is not actually a scientist. In the comic book series, we find out he's actually a high school teacher. High school science teacher. But he does know things. Even in this episode, we could see him take the battery and he puts the two ends together and then he uses it to light the paper. And he is smart, like that's for sure. He is really, really smart. And I really liked how they used flashbacks in this one to show his motivation on why he lied. This episode, I believe, was directed by Ernest Dickerson, who is by far the best director for The Walking Dead. He directed Too Far Gone. He's directed a lot of episodes, and just the way he uses angles, the way he uses, the camera and everything, he just makes everything feel so epic. Even if it's just like them getting out of a bus and having like maybe, I don't know, 5 or 10 walkers there. He just, everything he does, it just looks, the angles and everything, just amazing. So the flashback sequences were done really, really well in this one, and we get a sense that when they first meet, when Eugene meets Abraham, you can see that Eugene is running away from 3 walkers, and he's not even a fast runner, so it's not like he can outrun them anyway, right? He's in bad shape. He's getting tired. He's probably, I don't know, let's say 50 pounds, 40 pounds overweight, right? And he's not able to outrun them, and he's if someone doesn't help him out or he doesn't give him the slip or something, they're going to get him. So Abraham saves his life the very first time as soon as they meet each other. And right away you can see as Eugene kind of looks at him and realizes, like, wow, this guy's tough. Just like within a minute he goes and kills all 3 of them, and one-on-one Eugene couldn't even kill one of them probably. So so that was really cool. I also like the way they used his hands, how they kind of attached the flashbacks and the way he was feeling to him humming and his hands, because he would constantly open up this scar tissue that he has from the flashback sequence from back with his original family, I believe, which it didn't seem exactly like the storyline in the comic book series from Abraham. It looked to me like his wife and whoever was with him, if that was his wife and his kids. I was under the impression that it was. I don't know. Maybe I'll have to look into that a little bit more. But I was under the impression that was his wife and his kids, and they were so scared of him they actually left because they were terrified of what he had done to those guys and what he had become. So I don't know. That was my interpretation of it. Maybe I need to look into it later on a little bit more because it's been a while since I've read the trade that would be right about right there. Except it's on the floor over there right now. So after Fear the Hunters and everything. So, but yeah, I really like the flashbacks. I really like the way they used them, and they kind of showed the reason why Eugene lied. Like, he didn't just come out and just say it in this episode and have us just accept it. They showed us why he did it, and he gave Abraham a mission because he's smart enough to figure that he himself is useless, right? He can't defend himself against zombies. He can't survive on his own. But when he tells Abraham this lie that he's on a mission, he's important, he probably figures Abraham's in the military or something because he's so tough and he puts down walkers like they're nothing. And yeah, I mean, it makes a lot of sense, doesn't it? So I really like that flashback. All the flashbacks were really awesome, really well handled, really good, and they didn't take away from the core. They really transitioned well between the previous flashbacks and what's going on now. So, of course, the big thing about Eugene admitting that he lied. The thing about The Walking Dead is The Walking Dead takes a total realistic perspective on a zombie apocalypse, or as close to one as you probably would want. Even though, yes, I know zombie apocalypse, how realistic can one be? Well, The Walking Dead basically, it sets out to be as realistic as it can be in a world full of zombies. So having a character in the series that they meet that could actually save the world, that could actually stop it, doesn't make sense. It makes more sense that, just like don't believe everything you hear, in the real world, people talk each other into doing things all the time or lie to each other or sell each other stuff that's useless and scam and do all these things. Is it more likely that this Eugene guy is actually lying? He's actually just kind of a scam artist, and he's really just scamming Abraham into keeping him alive by giving him this idea of this mission. So I really liked how it finally came to a final point where Eugene decided he has to tell him. He's got to come clean. They're getting too close to Washington now. He's going to have to tell him sooner or later, and trying to go through this field of walkers is a death trap. There's no way they're going to get through it. He's scared of one walker, and in front of them you can see like hundreds here. Very crowded and just not an easy place, and their transportation has had trouble all the way through. So that's definitely not a bunch of zombies you want to be on your case, on your trail. Because even if you get through there, if the fire truck breaks down anywhere near, all the zombies are going to head in that direction, basically, right? So so it made sense. Everybody was getting in, Abraham's fighting with everybody. He's trying to force Eugene to go regardless. And he just, for his own skin and also because of the people that are his friends, now he's learned to care about, thanks to Tara, care about the others, thanks to her, what she said with him earlier, and that they would keep him around anyway. And, probably the best scene of the episode is after he tells him that. And then Abraham goes and drops down on his knees, and after comes back and beats the snot out of him. Oh man, so brutal. When he knocks him right out, and then he falls down just like flat out, like out cold. It was pretty funny. It was pretty cool. So I'm sure that he deserves it though, because if you think about it, how many people have died because of this lie or because of this, mission he's given them. He may be correct, though, that Washington, D.C. may be a very safe place to be if you can get in maybe a secure building there or something. But the problem is getting there, right? It's so dangerous that the mission will kill you by itself. So especially if you're trying to do it quickly, right? They don't have any food. They had water, of course, because of the truck, but no food and barely any supplies, probably not much ammunition left. And then, of course, the bus, I'm sure, had a lot of their stuff in it, which lit up and burst into flames, which we found out that he actually had sabotaged afterwards, too. So really liked the ending of the episode, really liked the character development in this episode. The Walking Dead is fantastic in mixing in, we get the exciting scenes, we get all kinds of, zombie goodness and exciting stuff, and then we mix in the character development too. So as we lose characters, like the earlier characters in the series, we get new ones, and they get developed as well too. So this one was a great development episode for all of Abraham's group, Eugene's group, every single one of them. We already know Glenn, we already know Maggie, Tara. Yeah, we know her backstory because of what happened with the governor. So it was nice to get the others that are finally been developed because they were introduced last season. We've never had that. We never had a good sense of, character development from them. We kind of knew roughly who they were, but now we got to know a lot about them. Of course, the title of the episode is Self-Help. Really funny scene. This is like straight out of the comic books too. They're sticking pretty close to the comic books this season. They really are. Closer than I thought they were going to. Maybe closer than they have before. Yeah, I might have to admit that. Self-help, when he's self-help section. He's watching again. Just really funny. And then also to add to it after when Tara goes over and sneaks a peek is really funny too. So I don't know. It just really cracks me up. And she catches him and she kind of like, lets him. Well, it was good because then she, they had the scene where he started to come out about what happened with the bus and that he actually had sabotaged and everything like that. And, it'd be a lie that once you see some of the things that Eugene can do, because he is very smart. Like, he's very, very intelligent. But, yeah, the whole mission that he was trying to sell is just too fantastical. There's no way it could be true. So all of that was great. I also liked earlier on with the fire truck with him, blasting down all the zombies. And the one acting part I thought was a little bit weird was when Abraham was on top of it and he was laughing and everything. Maybe it's just because I'm not used to seeing people laugh or seeing him happy. Maybe that's why, I don't know. But aside from that, maybe zombie kill of the week, we go to Abraham. My favorite zombie kill in this episode, you can write yours in the comments below, by the way. I would say is when he grabbed the one zombie and he put it in front of the other one. He grabs the one zombie, he stabs it, he puts it in the other one, and then he stabs the other one from behind because he kind of uses it like a shield as a block, and then stabs the other one once he stopped it. So really, really cool. Let's see. Aside from that, I don't have too much else to say. Some pretty cool environments this episode, and I really liked the landscape scene where you got to see all the zombies there. It looked pretty good. The CG was pretty good. I could tell it was CG, but it was good. I did enjoy it quite a bit. So all in all, another great episode of The Walking Dead. Some great character development this episode, and I really enjoyed it as I always do. I'm sure you guys did too. It was really, really good. Definitely a step in the right direction after last week's episode with Beth. Now I don't feel like that's a bad episode. I thought it was good, but The Walking Dead is usually so amazing that the episode's a good episode in The Walking Dead. Compared to another series, looks bad, right? Because, like with a lot of series, you get a lot of bad episodes. Episodes that are just filler, episodes that do nothing, just not high-quality stuff. But with The Walking Dead, anytime we get something that's just good, like any other series, it looks really bad. At least to me anyway, because, we're comparing it to some of the other episodes, like Episode 3. So I'm glad this one kind of got us on the right track again. I'm wondering how much they're going to do with the, focusing on a single group. Like last week it was with Beth and Dawn at the hospital. This week is with this group. I'm wondering what we're going to see next week. I got to watch the promos to see if we're going to see maybe Rick's group next week or Beth's group. But anyway, I'll cover that, of course, in tonight's predictions video. So that video will be posted as soon as I get it done. Probably within an hour or two it'll be up. So if you guys are watching this now, you want to check back in an hour or two, the predictions video should be up. If you're watching this afterwards, not the night it premiered, I'll put a link. I'll put an annotation, boom, right there. So you can go ahead and click that to see the predictions, what I think is going to happen for next week. I don't think I'm going to do a top 5 for this week and top 5 best moments. I don't know if it makes sense. Maybe I'll think about it afterwards if I get time. But for this week, upcoming videos, please send me your video suggestions, guys. Maybe I'll do a character spotlight on Eugene because he's a very interesting character. And the fact that he's even alive right now, he's so much like Gabriel, in a lot of ways. Except rather than having a church, he's got Abraham. So, yeah. You think of it that way. Anyway, those videos to come this week, guys. If you're new to the channel, you want to get these videos in your subscriber feed daily. I've been putting out Walking Dead videos 7 days a week, I think, without missing a day, pretty much, since the premiere of Season 5. And I do them all year too as well, too. So if you want to subscribe, feel free. Just click the button. It's real easy. If you don't have a YouTube account, sign up. It takes about 5 minutes, and then subscribe. Would help me out, too. I would appreciate it. Anyway, if you guys like the video, please do me a solid, please. Thumb it up as always. Maybe share it on Facebook if you have a Facebook. Share it with your friends. Let them know about it. Let them know about us. We got a great community here. And let me know what you guys thought about this episode. I'm really interested to hear what people think. As always, I always enjoy your guys' comments. Always awesome. So call it here for this one. See you guys for the predictions video in a couple hours. As always, it's Trev. I'm saying peace, guys.